talk to you about something else just whilst I'm making my potions. Ginger, lemon, chamomile and motherwort. And so, people, look, this friend I'm often speaking about in the gym, who, I've got to give you a little bit of a brief background, otherwise you won't know what I'm speaking about if you've come to this video and you haven't seen the others. But a friend of mine in the gym had lots of psychological issues with worthlessness, and so he started taking steroids and you know, he's huge and he's great body and everything like that, and he's a good looking bloke, and you know, okay, so he's got the body, then he'll got to get the girl, and then he got the car, then he got the business, and you know, he had to drive to do all these things, but nothing filled the gap, nothing satiated the soul. It was all very, very temporary. And so having then he was a cocaine addict, massive amounts of cocaine, really trying to kill himself with the cocaine. And he showed me a photo of his face all puffed up and fucking red after just done line and line and line and line and line, big fucking thick lines of it, man, one after the other. So then, you know, I introduced him to psilocybin mushrooms, 3 grams, and it changed his life. It's changed his fucking life. And now he's a different person. Now he's on the straight and narrow. Now he doesn't do cocaine anymore. And, you know, he's off the steroids, and, you know, he's getting his life back together. But what he says is, his psychiatrist tells him that he's one of these sort of people who don't produce dopamine or norepinephrine or fucking serotonin, whatever, maybe all of them. His body doesn't create his own drugs. His body doesn't give him his own fucking crack cocaine, so he has to take it. And like, he takes it from new women, he takes it from a big flash car, he takes it from things in the abstract, and you know, getting off on huge muscles and all this sort of thing. But he said, you know, nothing worked, and he got to the point whereby he was going to end it because it was just vacuous, it was just purposeless. And so he's much better now, but he's just started on Ritalin, and he's saying that kind of like, that's giving him something. But each day before he comes to the gym, he has to take 500 milligrams of caffeine. That's a lot of caffeine. Otherwise he ain't coming to the fucking gym. And also then he needs his earphones in, blasting out loud rock music to give him a bit more fucking dopamine release. And then he starts working out, and that gives him a bit more of his dopamine release, and so he's getting his fix, and then he feels good for an hour, and then it wears off and he's back to being hollow and empty again. Man, what a curse. And so I'm making some sort of comparisons, you know, with his life and mine, and I'm like, well, fuck me. My body's been very, very fortunate. My brain has been fortunate in that most of my life it's created the appropriate levels of serotonin and dopamine, which enable me to feel the beauty of the world, to feel grateful, gratitude, pleasure, in the smallest of things, which are huge, just the smallest of things, people. I will just be lost in the smallest of things, like watching my little oak trees grow, seeing how they do it, looking at them very, very closely, how they are making manifest, and it's such an incredible thing. Life is such beauty, and then I found this this bee honeycomb, and to look at the intricacies of that and ask myself what intelligence created that. And it's now an artifact, it's a remnant of something which served it. It gave life to its larvae in there, and I suppose all these little hexagons were wombs for the young ones, and throughout a couple of months in the summertime, I would walk past this tree on the way to the gym, and I would see that covered in bees, absolutely a hive of activity, and I couldn't see into the honeycomb because of the activity. But then when the colder weather started to come around and they'd done their job, the amount of bees started to leave, and it started at the bottom and it would work up to its top until the end of just a few bees hanging around. And the only bee that was left in this honeycomb apparently was the queen bee, and it was a dead bee, there was no others, and it was in that one there. That one is the only one which is different. It's bigger, and it's round instead of being hexagon like that, and someone told me that that was the queen bee. And so when the queen bee had done her job and she'd died, they all left to continue to do their job. And so what is it with this dopamine thing and the serotonin in the human brain? Why is it that so many people now are not producing their own? Why is it that apparently 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 are on these SSRIs, the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors? They're trying to reconfigure the brain so it makes their own fucking drugs, so they can feel joy in life. It's credible how many people are dull, how many people are depressed, how many people are killing themselves these days. What's going on? What is it? Is it... Well, it's many things, isn't it? Of course, it's like the vacuous fucking social media, the vacuous massive influx of information, which is dulling everyone's sensitivity, and nobody's got any gratitude, nobody's got an appreciation. How many times have I gone to you guys, for fuck's sake, I will flog you, I will fucking flog you within an inch of your lives. You will either fuck off this channel, get the fuck out of my fucking life, or you start to wake the fuck up and realise what's going on between me and you. Me and you, it's a personal relationship. You won't get this personal relationship anywhere on the fucking internet. I'm speaking to you individually, every single one of you. And I'm saying, do you feel anything? Are you awoken? Do you have any wisdom? Do you have any zest for life? Are you gaining in any of these things, or are you diminishing? What's going on? Do you read? Every day I'm reading esoteric stuff. You have to read esoteric stuff, people. You have to go back to the beginning. That's what you've got to do. You've got to go back to the beginning of everything. And that's what I've done with all the subject matter that I study in my life. Go back to the absolute beginning to see where everything derives from. Because if you're just fucking hopping around from video to video, you're like a water boatman on the surface of the fucking water, and you're just in this flat world, two-dimensional, and you'll never fucking really know anything. You'll just think you will. Your mind just thinks it is, and then you're just getting dopamine from being showed an illustration alongside a word. And so when they tell you about how to eat lemons because they're good for you, they'll show you a picture of a lemon just so you know what a fucking lemon is. And then when they'll say to you, oh, you'll slice the lemon up, and then they'll show you a knife how you slice the lemon, and it's kind of like, it's getting sick. It's getting fucking sick. It really is, because, do people really need this? It seems to do more and more and more. Every word has to be a symbol. And so, where are we going with this? Are they going to start speaking to us with symbols alone? And we're going to eradicate words? Might be a good move, I don't know. There's a lot of information in symbols, people. And so, you know, we look at the state of the world, and we've got to be concerned. We really have. We've got to be concerned. How dead the masses are, how dull, how they're not really getting anything. And you know, you see people in a concert, and they've wound themselves up. The media have wound them up, winding them up, showing them, you know, the band, the music, and talking to them about the venue, and, you know, selling them the ticket, and telling them it's, you know, it's 5 weeks away, it's 4 weeks away, it's 3 weeks away, it's almost here now, you know, building them all up. And then when they get to the concert, they you know, have got this thing whereby, of course they're going to have a great time, it's going to be wonderful, it's going to be brilliant. And then they're there, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. But if they heard the same music when someone was busking out in the street, they just walked by and they wouldn't even bat a fucking eyelid. The receptors just wouldn't be tweaked, because they haven't been wound up, because their minds are so dull to be able to recognise, to listen to that music and go, is that a good sound? Is that on pitch? Is that a nice key? Does the voice match the guitar or whatever's being played? Are they skillful? Let me just stop and listen. Oh, I'm appreciating them. Well, give him something then. Give him £1, give him 50 pence, give him some fucking thing. Give the guy a little bit of encouragement. You know, instead of just walking by dead. That's what you do, isn't it? That's what you do. You see, when I'm travelling around and I come upon homeless people, supposedly homeless people in doorways, this, that and the other, I very, very often stop and I'm engaging with them. And I'm asking what brought them there. Do they like being there? Have they got any aspirations to be anywhere else? What is it that they're trying to achieve? Do they think they're going to live long? Loads of these questions like that. Some people you get a decent response because they've been thoughtful in their lives. And other people, maybe not. But, you know, it's about being open, it's about being receptive. It's about feeling this life, people. This life's a feeling. But the vast majority of people, all their senses have been fried. They've been nullified. They've been numbed. And so, invariably now, there's nothing that really gets their rocks off. Do you get your rocks off? What gets your rocks off? Does a walk in nature get your rocks off? When you walk outside and you look up at the sky, do you ever look up at the sky? It's the first thing I fucking do whenever I walk outside. I'm looking up at the sky. The sky is amazing. It doesn't matter whether it's full of clouds and it's all grey and fucking what's ever happening. It's fucking amazing. And so I'll just look at it. And then I'll look at the effect it's having on the world, how the birds feel about it. How do the birds feel on a dull day? Well, they don't sing very much, you might notice that. When the sun starts to come out, they'll start singing again. Oh, so it seems to me that they're getting dopamine as well. Yeah, so isn't that a wonderful thing? The fire in the sky is giving us all dopamine. It's giving us all reason, a purpose to live. It's giving us all pleasure. Wow, what a wonderful thing. No wonder all of our ancestors were sun worshippers. Anyway, people, gonna fucking knock this concoction together. Just a few thoughts. But the point is, by the way, my sister came back the other night, so we've kind of repatriated with each other, and she's struggling with it all. And she says that I listened to a few bits of your videos, and you know, you're very eloquent, and it's great that you know all this, and you know, you've got passion, but you've got time. I don't have the time. I'm working 50-60 hours a week. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm knackered. I'm this now. I just get home, just have a couple of beers and fall into fucking bed, you know. And I'm like, well, along with 90% of the populace, yeah, that's it. They don't have time to live. They're only existing. They're just being driven by fear and delusion of reaching goals and acquiring things that they think they want or need. Every fucker just has to slow the fuck down. Just stop. Just fucking stop. Do you remember what it was like during COVID? for those of you that are brave enough to go outside, well, nothing fucking stopped me. So I was outside and I'm like, wow, the world actually has stopped. Doesn't it feel fucking incredible? Doesn't it feel wonderful? You can hear the birds times 10, times 1,000. The air is cleaner. There's an aura of beauty and mystery to the world. Very, very quickly the earth will just spring back into its glory. You see, this Chernobyl thing, right? They say, oh, the nuclear explosion or this, that and the other, oh, it's going to pollute the ground for 1,000 years. Within 30 fucking years of that Chernobyl, all the wildlife is completely back to normal. The trees are growing, all those buildings which are all abandoned now, have all fucking got trees growing out of them. There's deer there, there's hogs there, there's rabbits, squirrels, fucking, there's everything there. People have set up cameras and just left them there for 24 hours. And you've got fucking everything, foxes, badgers, everything's thriving. And not a single animal was deemed or found to be disabled or deformed in any way from the radiation. It's all bollocks, people. It's all fear-mongering bollocks. Nothing, this radioactive fallout. Some people speculate that they don't even have these fucking atomic bombs. It's just maybe they had the technology how to do them, and of course they used a couple in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But have we heard anything where nothing grew for 1,000 years? No, they built this city up, you know, almost fucking completely in the next 20 years. It's all bollocks, people. It's all bollocks. Feel your energy. Feel the breath. Feel the mind. Absolutely still. Not a single thought, nothing. The human being at the height of its perfection. An original human being, not polluted. Not polluted, people. See if you can see what that feels like.